Hi, I'm Bee. Today I'm going to decorate my face with some festive holiday makeup. The makeup I'm using includes a makeup primer, foundation that matches my skin color, pure white foundation, a rainbow color palette, a nude color palette, a black eye pencil, mascara, and Carmex. To apply this makeup, I used a 10/0 bright tipped brush, a number 2 filbert tipped brush, a number 5 mop brush, a 1/8 angled brush, a number 2 stipple brush, a triangle sponge, a wash rag to wipe the brushes on in between colors, a headband and an alligator clip to hold my hair back, and some Q-tips for my mistakes. I'm starting with a clean but normal looking face. I of course have redness, zits, visible pores, wrinkles. No supermodels here. Just average looking skin. The first thing I need to do is tame that amazing bed head. I pull all of my hair back with a headband, making sure to get all of those baby hairs by my ears, so that way I have an unobstructed canvas to work on. Next, I'm going to create a very good base by calling forth the ghost that lives beneath these rosy cheeks. I do this by first applying primer and then my foundation. Of course, I let this dry in between the layers. As the foundation is applied, the ghost beneath appears. Oh, there she is, my cute little ghostie. I remove the foundation from my lips, and now I'm ready to decorate my face. My makeup plan today has 3 parts: a holiday light tiara, a basic eye makeup, and a candy cane blush. I start with the holiday light tiara by drawing the squiggly line that will make up the string of the holiday lights. I could have chosen to do multiple strings or to loop it around, but I really wanted to create some chunky holiday lights, and so I decided to go with a basic squiggle for that. After the line's been drawn, I use my filbert tipped brush to add the white foundation in the spots that I plan to place the light bulbs. To make it easier on myself, I want to make sure that the tip of the filbert brush is facing the tip of the light bulb. This is just going to make it easier to create that teardrop shape. I start with the middle bulb to ensure that that light is going to be centered, and then I alternate the lights on either side of the string, aiming for balance but playful spacing by adjusting the angle of the bulbs to correspond with the movement of the light string as I move outwards. Then I wait for it to dry. While it's drying, I count out the number of bulbs that I was able to place across my forehead. I do have enough bulbs to create 2 full rainbows, so I opt to place them in sequential rainbow order. For my purposes, a rainbow is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Once that white foundation is dry, I take my stipple brush and I start with the lightest color and move to the darkest. So that way I don't have to wash the brush between every color change. I can just dry brush it off onto a wash rag. I use the stipple or stamping motion to liberally apply the makeup onto the light bulb's foundation. I feather it outward around the light bulb's foundation to create a glow effect. Next, with a very light touch, I'm going to use that eyeliner and gently place an outline around the original foundation of the light bulbs. This is to create the shadowing that our eyes naturally perceive around the edges of a light bulb. I then use my angle-tipped brush to help blend and smoothen these lines, so that way they look more like a shadowing edge versus a harsh cartoon line. As always, if you want to please the Pandaverse, please like, subscribe, and click that notification button. Next week, I'll be spreading holiday cheer by carving out some holiday stamps. Now that I've blended in the outline with my angled brush, I go back in with my filbert tip brush and add another layer of foundation. Since there is already a layer of color on top of the previous foundation, this layer of foundation is going to mix in with that color and it's going to create some pastel looking foundation. Once those pastel foundations are dry, I use my stipple brush to add another layer of eyeshadow color. Next, I'm going in with that filbert tip brush and I'm going to try to create an ombre from the outside edge of the light bulb towards the inside center middle. Now this is going to create kind of the glow effect because each light bulb obviously has a light source and that's centered at the bottom of the base of the teardrop. So we want to make sure that the outside edge of the light is darker or more vibrant of color, and then the inside of the light is going to be paler and paler until it gets white at the very center. Once that's dry, we go back in again and we add in a second layer of ombre in a smaller section. Once that's been completed, before it's dry, I'm going to load up that filbert brush, making sure that it is a flat teardrop shape, and then I'm going to use it as a stamp and stamp in the center base of each light to represent that light source. This tiara is looking great. I'm going to add in a few highlights where that light source is going to reflect off of the glass of the light bulbs, touch up anything that may need it, and then I'm going to clean up any noticeable mistakes. Now it's time for a basic nude eye look. But first, a break to see my adorable puppy. She got cold. Poor little pupper. Since this is a basic nude eye makeup, this is my most common makeup. I just take my finger on the main color and cover both my top and bottom eyelids. I use the highlight to highlight the center corner of my eyes. Then put on mascara, twirling the wand as I go. Then I use the mascara to create some lazy girl eyeliner. I try to create my eye look so that way it's darker near the outside edge of my eye and lighter towards the center. It is supposed to make your eyes look a lot larger and more open. Once upon a time, I had a friend tell me that I have beady little mice eyes, and this is supposed to help fix it. Now, whether that friend was a bad friend for pointing out a flaw that she thought she saw in me, or a good friend because she also gave me a fix for the flaw she thought she saw, you can decide. Now that I've completed this basic eye look, it's time to move on to the candy cane blush. I'm really nervous to do the candy cane blush on my cheeks because I've never tried it before, so I'm going to test it out on my arm first. My first idea is to put down tape on top of the foundation and then put the blush over the top and then pull the tape off to reveal the stripes. My second idea is to put the blush down and then add several layers of a white foundation to the top. And my third idea is just to paint lines alternating between the red and the white. The first idea didn't work out because when I removed the tape, it also removed the foundation. The second idea, the foundation just kept blending and I didn't think that would be worth it. And the third way, I couldn't figure out a way to blend it out so that way it could fade softly. So I reevaluate the candy cane blush idea and I decide to go for a basic sunburn blush. I put that on. The color is too intense for me, so I'm going to tone it down with a layer of foundation on top. Since this is a full coverage foundation, I do dab some of it off onto my wrist and then dab that over top of the blush so that way it can tone it down. It does still tone it down more than I would have liked, but I'd rather have it a little too little than a little too much. Then I decided I needed something a little bit more, so I decided to add some white freckles on there and I really liked how that turned out. I really think these white freckles help elevate this look. If I were to recreate this look again, there are two different directions that I would be intrigued into pursuing: a more intricate design of the tiara or to create a more realistic look of these bulbs. Another thing I would have done differently, it probably would have been better for the longevity of the makeup had I put on my eye makeup first before the forehead makeup. I also might have tried some clear eye gloss to add on top of the light bulbs just to see if that adds more dimension and sheen to the glass bulbs. But overall, the look I created today made me feel like an adorable elf ready to spread some holiday cheer. If you like this video, check out my Halloween face painting video. Holiday cheer!